know your household. I'ma come and cold, no one take the cold just like the snow. See your girl jockey, got the proud rocket. Get your head nodded, get your head nodded. See your girl jockey, got the proud rocket. Get your head nodded, get your head nodded. Get your head nodded, get your head nodded. Get your head nodded, get your head nodded. See your girl jockey, got the proud rocket.
What's cracking? What's good, y'all? So, what are we getting into today? I'm trying to get more into the vlogging thing for you guys, so I thought a good little video for us to do today would be for me to finally introduce, oh shit, that sun's bright, for me to finally introduce my Mustang and walk you guys through what's been done with my Mustang, and yeah, so let's get it. So here's my 2004 Ford Mustang GT, Oxford white originally, still, as you guys can see, the Oxford white. All the purple I did myself, obviously not like a super great, you know, automotive painter or nothing, but the purple used to be black. I wanted to do a whole Decepticon theme, as you can kind of see with the emblem with this car. Not only that, but you know, my logo colors are white and purple, so that's why we went with the white and purple on here. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. So let's go ahead and start from the back and work our way forward to the engine, because that'll probably be easiest and best. So from the back, what do we have for catback? We have the Flowmaster's Thunder catback exhaust. For the mid pipe, we have BBK's catted X pipe along with pipes cutoffs. We do not have the electronic close-offs yet, but we getting there. Still has stock headers. And that's about it for exhaust wise. For the differential, still a stock diff and everything except for the LSD. I guess that would not be stock diff then, huh? My bird. So we do have the LSD, but everything else in the back end is stock, and the LSD is from Yukon, if I remember right. Let's see. I always forget a lot about what I've had done to this motherfucker unless I have like a physical list of shit in front of me. So I'm gonna try and remember everything for y'all. Right up here at the wheels, we got some small little 1-inch spacers, because we took the rack limiter off for the front steering so that we can get a little bit more angle. Originally this was just gonna be a fun little like street race car, but as I got older, I wanted to you know, I kind of started leaning more into drifting, and I wanted to start doing drifting more. So we're slowly but surely getting her there. I'm not sure if I'm even going to be keeping it. I kind of want to get a vet. I can't decide if I want a C5 or a C6 yet. Anyway, little scrape right here is from, you know, when we went to TT6, bapped right on the fucking entryway. But you know, and then we've been out to TT7. Shout out to the homie that did the tandem with me at TT7. That shit was fun as hell. That was my first fucking tandem, at least like a first legit real one. I've taken this out to like a couple side shows, and I've had like some small ones, but car overheated like right when the other people got in, so I didn't really get to have too much of a tandem. So TT7 was like the first real tandem for that. Let's see, for transmission we have for still stock transmission, we do have a BBK short shifter in there. We also do have the BBK adjustable clutch cable on here as well. I mean, it's not really a modification. It helps with my hands because I got some kind of big ass fucking hands for a short guy. But on the inside here, we don't have the original shift knob. This is a shift knob from a SN95. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller. I don't know, it just sits better in my hand. So that's why I switched from the New Edge ones to the SN95 ones, because it sits better in my hand. All right, let's go ahead and open up the hood. Okay, so as y'all can see, it's still a super basic, just bolt-on setup for the most part. Haven't done anything internal with the motor. To the wheel, she makes, what was it again? It was 297.2, somewhere around there. And then torque, we make 300.2 and all that's at the wheel. So, you know, around at the crank, we're probably doing about 350, 360. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the parts. Starting off, we do have a Canton cooler. We got the Mishimoto radiator hoses. We still have a stock fan and stock radiator. Again, since I don't know if I'm keeping the car or not, I don't feel like spending the money and getting the fan and the radiator replaced if I'm not going to keep the car. Let's see. For other simple shit, I mean, clearly we got the BBK cold air intake and throttle body combo. We have switched all the fuel lines from stock to 6AN. That was another thing that was back there, I can't really show you. And then all the fuel filters and stuff like that is from Fuel Lab. The fuel pump is from BBK, and the only like part of through my whole fuel system that's not from Fuel Lab itself. Everything else is pretty much from Fuel Lab except for like little shit like, you know, these Y adapters and shit like that. But anyway, for the coil packs, we got the yellow ACLs or ACLs or however the fuck you want to pronounce it. I call them the ACLs just so it's easier for me to say it. I know that's not the proper way to say it, but I don't give a fuck. Let's see, for injectors, we don't have the stock injectors. We bumped them up from the stock 19s to 24s because originally I was going to supercharge this car, but again, now that I'm not going to, you know, I kind of decided that I'm not going to keep it. I don't feel like spending the money on it. Let's see, for the pulleys, we got, son of a bitch, stop doing that. For the pulleys, we got BBK underdrive pulleys. Need to get a new belt, damn it. Let's see, what else? Well, obviously, the fuel rails aren't stock, so these fuel rails are the BBK fuel rails, the BBK high flow fuel rails. We do have this fuel pressure regulator, but we do need to get rid of it because now that we have a tune on the car, we don't need it anymore. Speaking of the fuel system as well, so this is no longer a returnless style fuel system. When we updated the fuel system, we swapped it to a return style fuel system instead of a returnless. Remember when we got into it and we were doing it, my mechanic had hit me up and said, hey, we gotta switch everything to a return style because some of the parts you bought are for a return style and not a returnless. Even though, you know, when you go on LMR and American Muscle, they say they're direct fit for new edges and everything. Unfortunately, some things aren't. Found that the hard way, but I mean, having it as swapping it back to a return style fuel system, I mean, it's not like it cuts any power or anything, or at least not that I'm aware of. Let's see, performance wise, I'm not sure if it gives me anything performance wise, but yeah, that's what we ended up doing with it. Let's see, last little, or I guess I shouldn't say last because I might have forgotten some other stuff, but we also got some SR caster camber plates and lowering springs. And that's pretty much it that's coming. Oh, and of course, clutch and flywheel. I completely forgot about the fucking clutch and flywheel when I was talking about the transmission, didn't I? So for the clutch and the flywheel, they're both McLeod Street Pros. The clutch is a stage 2. The flywheel is just a heavy duty flywheel. Again, both of them are from McLeod. This car is not going to ever make the power that the clutch and flywheel are rated for, but that's okay, because typically when I shop for a clutch and a flywheel, I tend to go for things that are going to be able to handle at the least 2.5 times what my motor is going to be putting out, just so that I know that there's less chances of me scarring it when I'm really getting on everything, and all that other extra fun stuff. So yeah. Oh, see, I'm forgetting other parts too. I know it's not like an upgrade, but we do also have a Ford Performance intake manifold as well. Let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting on this bitch? Probably, but I can't think of it right now. So let's go ahead and give y'all the cold start though. So as y'all can see, or not really see, but hear, bitch kind of did not sound good starting up. So, but we're gonna let it warm up a little bit, and then once she's all warmed up, we're gonna go ahead and give y'all a couple quick revs and shit so y'all can hear it. Stay tuned. So she is all warmed up, ready for a couple quick revs. Just because and I knew I was gonna forget, and seeing the odometer here kind of made me remember about it. So one other thing about this car, the motor that's in it is not the original 4.6 liter V8 that was originally in it. The one that originally came with the car blew. So the one that's in there right now is one from Jag's Performance, and only has about 5,000 miles on it, probably more around like 4,700. But yeah, brand spanking new fucking motor. So, and not the original one. But let's get into these revs right quick though.
Feeling good, feeling great, feeling out my mind. No, you can't stop my shine. No, these niggas can't stop my shine. Ha. Feeling good, feeling great, feeling out my mind. Don't waste your time trying to stop my shine, nigga. Fuck with it.